Hi there, it's Vickie at the Listen In. Thanks for joining me for a story. The story I have for you now is an adult story, and it does contain themes of dark magic and the supernatural. It's also a story poem, so it's a folktale from Scotland that I've made into a poem, and I've added an extra element at the end as well, and I really hope you enjoy it. So I'm in Thorpeness Beach in Suffolk today. It's early in the morning, and Thorpeness is just north of Aldeburgh, and it's a grey day. And it's quite warm, it's quite murky, and it's just the kind of atmospherics that make me think of this story. So gather round for this strange tale, from where waves crash and ships sail, where whale song makes strange sound, from where myths, legends and tales abound. Tales of ships tilting and turning, tales of sailors drifting and yearning, tales of sea creatures, strange and bold. Tales aplenty, new and old. Myths are told again and again of the strange magic of mermaids and mermen. Be they real or fictitious, to find out for sure is far too ambitious. And so I ask you to listen with care. And friends, believe if you dare. A story to ponder and enjoy. A story from Scotland about one Johnny Croy. Johnny was searching for driftwood one day on the shore, when, lulled by singing, he turned round and saw a mermaid, smoothing her hair with a comb, rising from the misty sea spray foam. He crept up behind her and kissed her pale cheek. But she was not charmed, mild or meek. With one blow of her tail she flung him away. Her scales were bristling, in a mood to play. Johnny was winded, his body hurting. He thought this an unorthodox method of flirting. He grabbed hold of the comb that she dropped on the sand. If you want this back, come and live with me on land. Never, said she, land makes me choke. Come with me instead, and be chief of the Finn folk. Johnny refused and walked off with her comb. With a glint in her eye, she followed him home. For my comb back, Johnny, I have a suggestion. Here's the deal for your mental digestion. For 7 years on land, I'll live with you, and then you must join me and live in the deep blue. Take it or leave it. And so the deal was done. They became man and wife. And on land they lived a comfortable life, brewing and spinning and baking and more. 7 children together they bore. But those 7 years, they passed by in a flash. And for Johnny, despair opened up like a gash. As agreed, he would have to join the Finn folk. But his heart was heavy, his spirit broke. Now what happened next is truly a mystery in Johnny Croy's murky family history. On the eve of the last day of the 7 years, Johnny's newborn baby slept, no sign of tears. That baby slept under his grandmother's watch. Perhaps she'd had a few nips of scotch. She heated a cross made of wire mesh, and she burned that cross into the baby's flesh. As that grandmother muffled his newborn screams, Johnny and his wife awoke from their dreams. Midnight was here, the boat to be mounted, but only 6 of their 7 bairns could be counted. They rushed back, and with horror they saw that newborn from his cradle could not be tore. That burned cross, be it magic or curse, meant he couldn't be lifted, for better or worse. The mermaid wife, try as she might, couldn't lift her baby. The cradle held him tight. She tried again and again, wouldn't leave him alone. But every time she touched him, her fingers burnt to the bone. She wept bitterly, salt tears falling. She would have to leave him. The Finn folk were calling. So into the boat went Johnny Croy, and all of the bairns except that tiny boy. The mermaid wife broken-hearted, mournfully climbed aboard, and they slowly departed. People say, friends, that they made a life with the Finfolk, as promised by Johnny to his wife. But she never got over the loss of her boy, that mermaid wife of Johnny Croy. Her underwater grief gave her so much trouble. Her bitter shrill cries grew into one huge bubble that rose to the surface and popped on a seagull's beak, and thus the mermaid's cry became the seagull's shriek. So next time you hear that fateful sound, you'll know a mermaid's grief is abound. And what of the child with the cross burned to his skin? Well, he belongs to the land now, dark magic within. So you see how the sea in all its glory can wash up many a strange and dark story. Next time you're near the shore, venture with caution. Beware of the tides and their churning distortion.